I need to understand. And I'm not going to say it like he said it, because the way he said it I thought was irreverent, especially in the pulpit. But America is being damned by the way that America is living and by the way the world is living. The world is being damned. And as you see all across from shining sea to shining sea and across the sea, and you see all the things that are happening, you have to understand that God is not blessing the world. God is not happy with the world. And just like in Genesis when Cain was killed, the Bible said, your blood, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. And today I believe the millions and millions of babies whose blood is crying out to the ground, to God, saying, when will I be avenged? In Revelation it talks about the saints under the throne of God crying out to God, when will the sins be avenged? When will my sins be avenged? And I believe the blood from all of these babies that are being aborted. And God is saying, judgment is coming, and it's coming. And you know, we are not immune from the judgment of God. We may be raptured in time, but until the rapture comes, there is a surefire judgment if we continue to disobey God and not going out into the world preaching the gospel. We don't have a choice. God commanded it. It came from the lips of Jesus. Go ye into all the world and preach the good news and baptize. And we need to be about our Father's world. We cannot continue to just whistle through the daisies as like things are normal and as usual, because things are not normal and things are very unusual today as our society is changing more and more and more. I won't go into this, but I have some stuff about what happens the first trimester. They do a thing called DNS, dilation and curettage, and what it is, they just suck the baby out of the womb and tears it into pieces, and now they're doing studies to see that there is pain involved in that. But you know what? The media's not talking about that. They'd rather talk about somebody's dog getting stepped on, or as a matter of fact, in one state, in Massachusetts, you cannot even ship a pregnant lobster. If you get caught shipping a pregnant lobster, you go to jail and pay a fine. Not too long ago, an eagle was hit, and they took the eagle to the emergency room, and as they were working on the eagle, they managed to save his life. But guess what? They initiated a $500 fine, a reward, looking for the person who hurt the eagle. And yet, and these are the same. As a matter of fact, one city, one part of the country, they don't even allow you to sell goldfish anymore. And if I can find the quote, because I'm losing time, I need to figure out where it is very quickly. Give me 1 second here. Well, I'll just tell you. They will not allow their city or their state to sell goldfish because they feel that it takes away the humanism of people when they see goldfish die. And they don't have enough pathos or compassion. And so therefore, seeing the little goldfish die takes away from their humanness to have pain and suffering for other human beings. Same state, Massachusetts. They allow abortion. If you want to talk about something dehumanizing, think about it. When our schools and our society is telling people, young people, that they come from slime and they crawled up on the earth and they came and they changed to men, and now they're and when they die they're going to go back into the ground. They're going to be like Rover. They're going to be dead all over. When our society continues to teach our children that's why you have people killing people, babies killing babies, and feeling no pain about it. Our society is so messed up, a lady killed her baby in the restroom. And as they looked at her, they found out that the baby had been aborted, and she slit the baby's wrist and the baby died. The court said if she had slit the baby in her womb before it came out, she would not be charged with murder, and she wouldn't have gotten 7 to 11 years. How bizarre is that? And so you can see that our society is really goofed up, and you and I need to get control. I have to share this with you because I just have so much stuff. And I don't have the night to come back, John. John always says, you can do it tonight, but I don't have the night to come back to you. And next week I want to move on to something else. But let me just share this with you. And please, you've been very patient. I haven't seen anybody nodding or anything, but this is the information we need as believers. In other countries of the world, people are still reeling from the impact of this. Here's an illustration. Japan has been very aggressive in abortion field for a number of years. And in Japan, there is severe trauma on the part of Japanese women because there have been millions and millions of abortions that have occurred there. Over the last 40 years in Japan, there have been in excess of 50 million abortions that are known. The women have been traumatized by these abortions in terms of their own emotional life. And listen to this. And so the Buddhists have erected temples for the express purpose of dealing with the issue of abortion. And many of the things that our women are going through sometimes in later life is the result of abortion. Many of the maladies, the cancer of the cervix, breast cancer, all those types of things are results of abortion. Because when the body conceives, it expects certain things to happen. And when you rip that baby out and these certain things don't happen, guess what happens? The body still wants to do some processes. It still wants to do some things. And if it's not allowed to do those things, it starts doing something else. And the scientists are now beginning to show over and over again that people who've had one abortion has a greater chance of breast cancer and cervix cancer. And if you've had 2 abortions, it even gets even more profound. And yet, you never hear that on the news media. And that's where you and I come in. If we study to show ourselves approved, we can share that. And when people are trying to argue and debate with us about whether this is true and whether we should be doing this, and what about a woman's rights, you can tell them she doesn't know her rights. She has been given a left by society, a left upper, and she doesn't know whether she's coming or going. And actually she's going because she is really being manipulated. And one of the reasons why, do you know that the abortion industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry? Do you know that one doctor alone in LA made over $9 million last year doing abortions in one clinic? Brothers and sisters, we're living in a great time. This is a great time in history because you and I can make a difference. You and I can make a difference if we don't just sit silent and say nothing. Well, the Buddhists have gotten it, and not only have the Buddhists found out about what's going on with the women, but you know what they did? They built a shrine. And you can come. A repentant mom can go to the shrine, and if she pays $340 to $640, a grieving mother can purchase a stone of Buddha for $340 to relieve her conscience and prove her real repentance. Not only that, if she can't make it to a shrine to get one of those, the priest will come to her for $120 per baby, and he'll even give her a discount if she's aborted more than one. For each one after that, he'll charge her $40. And so this is an industry that is wrapped up in deception, deceit, and money. Well, I have so much more, but I'm going to pass because we need to look at the Word of God. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. That's what really matters. I'm going to give you this presentation. A college professor presented the challenge, the situation to his ethics class, and I'm going to ask it to you. A man has syphilis and his wife has tuberculosis. They have 4 children. One has died. The other 3 have terminal illness. The mother is pregnant again. What do you recommend? What do you recommend? Man has syphilis. His wife has tuberculosis. They have 4 children already. One has died. The other 3 have terminal illnesses. What would you recommend to the mom? How many of you would say, abort? Don't raise your hand, please. How many would say, we got to trust in God and move forward? Well, the class voted to terminate the pregnancy, and the professor noted that they had just killed Beethoven. They had just killed Beethoven. See, we got to understand that God is in control of this thing. That God is the one that gives life. He has the right to give life because He is the creator. He is the one who spoke the world into existence. He is the one that holds it together by the power of His might. He is the only one that has a right to pull somebody's time.